everyone, my name is Shauna in case you don't know, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about my favorite book series. I'm going to try to go through this rather quickly because I don't have much space on my camera left. So before I get into this video, let me just say that the series that I will be talking about today are book series that have at least 2 books out in the series and that I have finished all the books that are out. So there are some series that I like the first book of, but the second book isn't out, and I don't really want to say those are my favorite series yet because I don't know if it will change or anything like that. But yeah, let me just go through these. The number 1 series of all time for me is obviously the Harry Potter series. I feel like everyone knows what Harry Potter is about, so I'm not going to go into what Harry Potter is about, but Harry Potter has drastically changed my life, and it has been my favorite series since I first read them and since I first saw the movies, and it still has not changed, so I love it. Also, I'm literally wearing like a Hufflepuff shirt right now, so you can just tell how much I love it. The rest of these books will be out of order, and I can't really choose which one's like my second and third and fourth favorite and whatnot. The next series is the Vale Hall series, which starts with The Deceivers and goes to Scammed. I know technically only this one is out, but I used NetGalley and I got the arc of Scammed, the second book in the series, and I loved them both, and they're both 5-star reads for me. I can't go into much about Scammed just yet since it isn't out yet, but just know that I love them. Deceivers is about a school for scam artists. I don't want to go too much into it because you should go into it blind and sort of like be surprised by everything, but there is scam artists in here and it's a school and it just is fantastic. The next one is one that I've talked about a lot on my channel so far, which is Cloaked in Shadow by Ben Alderson. This series is filled with elves, royalty, elemental control, and tons of battles, so if any of that interests you, I definitely recommend checking this book out. The next up is another series by Kristen Simmons. I know, I love her. This is Article 5. I have talked about this, I think, before on my channel about why there's no jacket sleeve on that, and yeah, just go watch my other videos if you're curious about that. Article 5 is a dystopian book, and this is actually my favorite dystopian book series. There's like survival elements and war elements, and it is just a great book, and it has a fantastic love story. And I keep holding it like this, but it's just fallen red. I should hold it like this. Oh well, read Article 5, everyone. Go do it now, because it's really, really good. And I've been in the mood for rereading it recently because I don't remember all the details very well. The next up is the Maze Runner series. I know this is the movie cover, and a lot of people hate movie covers. I honestly don't mind them. A book is a book. I buy whichever option is cheaper. The Maze Runner series is a very popular and hyped book series. I didn't enjoy the books as much as the movie, but it's still one of my favorite series of all time because it has a ton of great characters like Newt, Thomas, and Minho, mainly. Not really other characters, just mainly those 3 characters. If you really like great characters, then I recommend reading this. I mean, there are some really awful characters in here that I really hate, but I'd say that I really enjoy this series. I just don't like the 3rd book because of how depressing it is. I also don't have it in my stack of books right now, but I liked the kill order a lot, and it's not with these characters. So if you're like, I read the 1st book and I didn't like it, pick up the kill order and read it because the kill order is like a completely different vibe, and I sort of liked it more than the Maze Runner series. And I know this is about my favorite series. Yes, I can see flaws in my favorite series, that's okay. But the kill order is like amazing. I really recommend it for people who like The Walking Dead or Fifth Wave or like those type of apocalyptic books because it's a very different vibe from the series. I feel like I don't need to explain what this is about because most people already know. And the next 2 books, I'm not going to explain what they're about either because everyone already knows. The Hunger Games. This series will always be one of my favorite series of all times. It has a ton of great characters. I love the idea of the Hunger Games. I mean, I say that I'm not like I want to institute that and like have that in our world because that's awful and I never want that to happen, but like I loved reading about it, and I just loved everything about this series, okay? It's a fantastic series. And the next one, I'm not going to go into too much about it because everybody knows about it again. Divergent by Veronica Roth. I loved all 3 of these books. I didn't like the 4th book, which is not really the 4th book, but like a collection of short stories. I didn't like that one as much as the main series, but I still did really enjoy it. These are rather chunky books in comparison to like other teen dystopian books, but I did really like this, and I loved all 3 of them. I know a lot of people didn't like the last 2, but to me they were just as good as the first one. Yeah, I love them all. I just wasn't bored by them, and I don't know why people hate on them. And people were comparing this a lot when it came out to the Hunger Games. I'm like, not all dystopian books are the same because this is nothing like the Hunger Games. I feel like most people have already read this, but if you haven't read it, go check it out, go read it because it's fantastic. And the final series is the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. I didn't like the 2nd book as much. It definitely had 2nd book syndrome, but it was still pretty enjoyable. This series is about kids with, well, they're called peculiarities, but they're basically like superpowers. And the lighting is messing up my face right now. My dog's barking. Oh well. But basically there's old photographs in these books and it sort of adds to the story. Now if you've seen the movie, you might think like it's this, I don't know, like happy kid's story. If you read the books, it's really not a kid's story and it has a bunch of like darker and creepier vibes to it. I really love the third and fourth book. Like they're some of my favorite books ever, the third and the fourth book. And I really would recommend this series to everyone unless you don't like getting scared. But it's like, you don't get that scared. Okay, it's not that scary. I don't like scary things and I liked this series. So I highly recommend reading it. So those were all my favorite series as of right now. I'm sure that there are other series that will become favorite series for me, like The Sands of Aroya. I probably messed up that name, but I'm pretty sure that the We Hunt the Flame series will become one of my favorite series. But there's only one book out so far, so I'm not including that in the video or anything like that. And there's other series like that where I've read one book, but I haven't read all the books, and maybe like the final book would ruin it for me, you know? But anyways, that's all I have for today. Feel free to comment down below with your favorite book series so we can have a discussion about it. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to me, follow me on all my other social media, and yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Bye!